Hey guys, here I am. I'm not sure where I am. Here I am. I'm over here. We are in the book of sayings, Jesus sayings, and one of the cool parts about this is that if you could learn what they're saying, you will not taste death. All right, and so that means that you will something wonderful is going to happen if you can understand what we're talking about. All right, that's when you hear this. Those people with the ears better hear. Those people with the eyes should see. This is talking to certain people that have the understanding of God. All right. So we get Mary said to Jesus, "What are your disciples like?" He said, "They're like little children living in a field that is not theirs. When the owners of the field come, they will say, 'Give us back our field.' And they take off their clothes in front of them in order to give back to them. And they return the field to them." All right, let's take this one piece at a time. Okay, this looks like it's set up in the business of the Ford. All right, the traveling situation. So this business that they are like little children living in a field that is not their own. The little children that he's talking about are our our brethren. It's our seed, ourself, our soul, our brother. That's what he's talking about. Our children. That's the children. So this is the people that want to seek and follow Jesus. This is what a disciple is. It's that they have to be, in order to follow him, you have to come to him as children. You have heard this before. All right. And so and they're in a field that is not their own. All right, which represents that they're inside of something inside of us. So this is the field that they represent. This is where Jesus is. This is the prophets. This is where Jonah is. All of these people are in this field, in this valley, in this in between place between the outside of us and the inside of us. This is where they're at. This is where they come from. All right, and they take off their clothes in order to give back to the owners what was theirs and theirs all along, which is the inheritance of the land, the body, yourself. You get yourself back. That's what you get back. This is just Mary, and she's talking to him, and this is number 21. His disciples, those people who can take off their clothes and follow him. This is, the blind take this road before they come to Jesus. This is where the blind are people that don't know, do not understand, cannot see this correctly, cannot hear this correctly. They are the dumb. All right. And so the owners, which are us, Father, when Father says, it's time to take over. It's time for the end of days. All right, just to put it that plainly. It's time to sit on the edge of the bed, and wherever the carcass lay, the eagles will come. All right. So, for this reason, I say if the owners of a house know that a thief is coming, they will be on guard before the thief arrives and will not let the thief break into their house. So, or their domain to steal their possessions. All right. So this is the second idea that this would probably be this number 2. For this reason, the owners of the house know that there's a thief coming. They're going to be on watch. And that's what we do when we go into meditation. We go on watch for this thief. All right. What also happens during this situation is we don't see anything. We go in spirit mode, so we don't get to see what's going on or hear what's going on or feel or anything. All right. And so it says here to guard. So and in the beginnings, like with Abraham, we got to get up and get out of your father's house. They're talking about the land of the Chaldeans. All right, and this is just look it up. You'll find that it means thieves and robbers. And that's what we're trying to keep away from, these thieves and robbers. When we return the land back to its original owner, the thieves and robbers are gone. They've been taken out, and Father has been increased, by this connection. All right. It says that as for then, let's guard against the world. Prepare yourselves with great strength, so that the robbers can't find a way to get you. For the trouble you expect will come. And it says here, let there be among you a person who understands. All right. When the crop ripened, he came quickly, carrying a sickle and harvested. Anyone here with 2 good ears that better listen. All right. So the sickle, we know that this is this idea of killing something. The sickle is to harvest. That once he's there, this is like it comes really quick. This is like it comes from east to west, like lightning traveling from east to west. It says, wham! He comes quickly. This is what it means. It's boom. I'm coming, getting you quick. I'm getting you out of this death situation. This is Jesus raising the child raising the soul from the death, from the grave. I come quickly. And so this is this idea to release this seed, and it goes right past the devil, who's asleep, and into mom's arms. Just like all the stories in the Bible talk about, we finally get through to the other side, all right? We finally make it over to the other side. And let's see, what else is here? Ripened, came quickly, and the 2 good ears to hear. That's cool. And that's it, all right? That's that one name. That's that one, number 21. What are your disciples like? All right. Let's see what else it goes on to say. Number 22, Jesus saw some babies nursing. And he said to his disciples, these nursing babies are like those who enter the Father's kingdom. They say to him, then shall we enter the Father's kingdom as babies? And Jesus said to them, when you make the 2 into 1, oh my God, this is going to be this is one of those dyslexic stories, the nightmares. When you make the 2 into 1, and when you make the inner like the outer, and the outer like the inner, and the upper like the lower, and when you make the male and female into single one, and so that the male will not be male and the female female. When you make eyes in place of an eye, when you make eyes in place of an eye, a hand in place of a hand, a foot in the place of the foot, and an image in place of an image, then you will enter the kingdom. All right, it's number 22. How hard is this to understand? That when you're bringing in the mother, this is this idea that when you want to do this, you have to hate your brothers and fathers. You have to come to them as a children. You have to be this person. You have to do these things that God says to do, or Jesus says. He says, you've got to come as a child, or you cannot come into heaven. So you have to convert. You have to break into meditation in order to go into this particular place. All right. It says here, like nursing babies. These are the ones that enter into the kingdom. And they said, and then so he shouted, this is, yes, you have to come to him as babies. It says, when you can make the 2 into 1, and all of that garbage in there is this idea that all of this is you. Everything is about you. And in this situation, you're shutting down the father so you can bring on the mother, and this is the child in you that's doing all of this. And so we're getting rid of the male and the male, which be father and the whore, and we're trying to make that into a female again. We're trying to bring the male and the female back together in this particular spot. And 23 is a 5. Jesus said, I shall choose you, 1 from 1,000 and 2 from 10,000, and they will stand as a single one. This is the idea that when we come into one, we're actually representing 3. In all these situations, we're representing the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost. This is the 3. That's you are. They're all of these guys. All right. And he said, anyone with 2 ears, the disciples said, show us the place where you are, for we must seek it. And he said to them, anyone here with 2 ears had better listen. There is a light within a person of light, and it shines on the whole world. If it does not shine, it is dark. All right, here's the other one. I've heard this before too. There's a light inside of everyone that if you can allow it to be lit, it will shine. And this is the candlestick that cannot be put underneath something. But if you cannot get this light to come to life, if you cannot set God's peoples free, then there's just complete darkness and you're dead. It's about spirituality, getting the spirit. All right? Burning that fire, getting that fire started inside of you. But there is a light inside of all of us, and that is our soul. That if we can find a way to set it free, it will light up the entire world. All right? But if you can't, if you just don't understand what it takes to set this soul of ours free, then you'll be trapped in darkness forever. Hope you enjoyed this, got something out of it.